Hello everybody, this is Travis. Our opponent is Radho, and we're here at Tpull's Corner. And our new deck is called Return the Prototype. Sometimes prototypes are defective, and you gotta send them back to their manufacturer. In our case, we've got a lot of prototypes, but we want to return them to the battlefield. So that's what we're talking about, return the prototype. Is this the pre-made Selesnya deck? Undying Malice. Technically we could cast on their Civil Servant. That's why we have to pass it. Okay, there gets... Here's our red mana source. Just pass everything. Even when you auto pass, it still stops to make sure. Okay, so we can put out the automaton. If we put out the force now, and then we put out the automaton, and then we interact with the automaton. I like doing that because he has haste. I don't want to waste the haste. Not a citizen, so we don't need to worry about them getting lifelink there. But we do need to worry about Death Touch now. Oh, hello. Okay, so what can we do here? Let's put down the Boulder Branch Golem. Gain some life back, and now if they want to attack, we can block it and use Undying Malice on it. We've got a bit of an advantage that they don't know about, and that's that we want our creatures to die. So Hold for Ransom is actually very bad for us. Okay. Did I mention Hold for Ransom is very bad for us? They're single-handedly stopping the intent of the deck. Alright, we have ways around this. And we were trying to save them for later, but we'll use it now. Okay, let's see. Or actually, let's just put our Death Toucher down first. See if that slows them down at all with anything. If they have 3 Hold Your Ransoms all of a sudden, then the game is cheating. That's all there is to it. Okay, they have Death Touch. Attack with the Death Touchers, right? Let's see, that's a citizen, so they could tap that one for some life gain, which is fine. So we'll block there. And then we'll fake our own death, or... let's just do this one. Okay, so the 1/1 Death Toucher comes back with a +1/+1 counter on it, and he comes back as the full costing 6 mana prototype creature. Not the prototype version, but the full creature, the 5/4. Alright. And now, put out the Argosy, and this is another way to bring them back. And we'll keep our mana dry. This is a blocker. We'll keep our mana dry so that we can cast Fake Your Own Death. He's looking at it like he has a way to get rid of it. No, he just has another creature. Okay. That's another citizen, so he can get lifelink again if he wants. But the Golden Argosy gives us a way to get out of the hold for ransom, right? So, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we crew it with both of these. And when we attack, they're going to get exiled. And they're going to come back as their full value. Just block there, that's it, right? So I don't have to waste one of my others. Perfect. I get 6 life back, and now I have 3 full-size automatons. Unenchanted. That's ugly. We're going to fake the death of the one guy that's untapped. We are going to pass to blockers. We're going to block Darling of the Masses. My turn. Down to 6 life. We can now afford to fully cast things. And then what we like to do is we gain life equal to its power each time. So we attack with the Golden Argosy every time. Not with those, just the Golden Argosy. In that way, we're always going to get life back every turn. Takes it, 6 back. This is usually, once they get 4 or 5 creatures down, this is what they use to kill you. Take to the streets. They've got more than one copy in the deck. But we've got enough of a front line now. We don't need to repeat things right now in the same sense. But we can... 2, 4, 5... We can attack with the Cradle Clear Cutter. We can still attack with the Argosy too. No attacks? Alright. There's a land. Let's do our little trick with the Boulder Branch Golem again. And we can attack with 1 and get... Oh, hello. No. I want to go next to attackers. There we go. 9 points of damage. And we're going to get 6 life back. They're taking everything. And this is kind of why I wanted to add in other colors. You could do with all of these spells, whether it's Undying Malice or Fake Your Own Death or others, you could just make a mono black deck with the prototypes. You know, get 4 of the Goring War Plows, those are black prototype powers. But this little trick with the Argosy and Boulder Branch Golem comes in real handy with your life total. So, especially when you're going up against big swarms, not just the Selesnya, but the soldier decks. It's advisable to have some form of life gain in your decks these days, if you can at all figure it out. Alright, we're just going to go all in. Because even if they have Take to the Streets next turn, they don't have enough to beat us. And they have to block something now. I just want them to block the Argosy so that I can use return to action on it. Gonna take 9 points of damage. They're gonna take 9 points of damage, not kill anything. But we get 6 life back. So this is about as good a demonstration of the deck as I could have planned for. Being able to use both the instance to return it to battle and the Argosy, which is the other way to exile it and bring it back. So we know there's another way with the previous deck that I did, using Sotaro from Kamigawa expansion to give everybody the ninjutsu ability, cast 4. Yep, we called it Take to the Streets. That's not going to be enough. But they played what they had. One blocker. It's a land. We'll do our trick again. Attack with everybody. And they decide it's too much. Alright, let's go take a look at the deck. Nimble Larcenist. Okay. Sounds like another flyer deck that I need to create. Okay, return the prototype. So we did in the last one where we did a lot of prototypes. We had Sotaro Kamigawa from the Kamigawa expansion. When he's on the field, you give everybody in your hand the ninjutsu ability. So instead of paying 6 or 8 or 10 for all the prototypes, you only pay 4. 2 colorless, a black mana, and a blue mana. And that enabled us to get all the prototypes out for a lot cheaper than otherwise would have happened. But there's other ways to do it as well. And one way is to fake your own death. When it dies, return it tapped under its creature's control. We also have return to action, which is why we call the deck return the prototype. This one gains lifelink, and when it dies, return to the battlefield. And Undying Malice, this is from Innistrad. When it dies, return to battle with a 1/1 counter on it. So we've got 12 spells that can return all of these prototypes to the battlefield, even though they're tapped. That's okay, we'll take it. But in the meantime, all we're going to do is we're going to cast all of these pretty much for the prototype cost so that we can get them down for cheap. You know, I've got 4 copies of Goring Warplow, so that's 4 chump blockers, death touchers, right? And as long as we've got enough extra mana to bring them back, we bring them back as the full casting cost, because their overriding casting cost is in the upper left. That's 6. And that means the bottom power and toughness is going to be the same. So we've got Golden Argosy. Also, when Golden Argosy attacks, exile each creature and return it to the battlefield tapped. Whenever you exile these and return them tapped, even if you cast them for the cheap prototype spell, they come back as the more expensive kind. So that's 2 different additional tricks that we have in order to bring them out. And I was going to go do another battle for this, but this is going to be a very short video because, honestly, the wife just got home with food, and it's going to be hot food, so I'm going to go eat dinner. But I might do like a follow-on attack like tomorrow. So we might demonstrate more of the deck. But that one battle that we just did in the opening was pretty much the ideal version of everything, right? Because we managed to get these spells out and use them. We managed to get Golden Argosy out and use it multiple times. We didn't get to see every prototype, but we got to see the Warplow. Here's Cradle Clearcutter. Add amount of green equal to Clearcutter's power. The Phyrexian Flesh Gorger with Menace and Lifelink. The Blitz Automaton we saw with Haste. And the Boulder Blanche Golem, which gave us life, was awesome. And then for flying, we have the Spotter Thopter, which can scry. And the only thing that we didn't actually really see a lot of was the removal. So in this deck, we have a copy of Cut Down for early removal. We have 3 Go for the Throats for non-target or for target non-artifact creatures. 1 Hero's Downfall and 2 Drag to the Bottoms for a kind of board wipe, since we do have 4 of the 5 monotypes for the land types there. So we could get rid of 5 5s. And we have 2 copies of Reckoner's Bargain so that we could sacrifice an artifact or creature and gain life equal to its mana value. So if we have them at the very top, we can definitely sacrifice them and get their life back. So we're going to leave it there. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, like and subscribe. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks. Have a good one.